How's it going, everybody? We have a whole shitload of stuff to talk about today. We got the memo, we have Trey Gowdy, we have a new executive order, we've got the FBI, we've got a train wreck. So there's a lot of stuff to discuss. So much stuff, in fact, that I'm saving a few news stories for tomorrow to give tomorrow's video some stuff. So I'll check back in with you guys in the morning. But as for this one, we got a lot of politics to talk about. But first, before we get into that, I just want to show you guys, if you haven't seen it, my second YouTube channel that I started called Conscious Strength. This one I'm going to be building out with a lot of health and exercise and mind, body, spirit potentiating information. So go check it out if you haven't. Thank you, everybody who's subscribed to it. 4,000 of you so far. So there's that. And now let's talk about that memo. So not only do we have Department of Justice officials begging the White House not to release this memo, but we also have, of course, the FBI not wanting to release the memo either, calling it grave concerns about the accuracy of what they're calling the GOP snooping memo. Don't you love that? Don't you love the way they phrase their things? And it's weird. They got Christopher Wray as the head picture of both of these articles. But, you know, if anything, he seems to be supporting the memo release. So just, you know, disinformation always coming from the mainstream media. So the FBI, the DOJ, they don't want the memo out, but the White House, of course, is going to put it out. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly on the Nunes memo said just a few hours ago, it's going to be released, and it's going to be released pretty quick so the whole world can see it. And not only is John Kelly saying that, but Trump himself, right after his State of the Union address, Trump was going down the aisle. I got the video and a picture of it here. And he said, oh yeah, 100%, he tells one of his colleagues, he's going to release the memo. So it's coming. It's coming quick. And it's coming very soon. And, you know, it's happening so fast that the deep state Democrats, if you want to call it that, mostly Democrats, of course, some Republicans, John McCain, the Bushes, they are all scared. And Adam Schiff even saying this FISA memo could lead to the firing of Mueller and Rosenstein. And then this Zero Hedge article discussing how Schiff is scared. What, they even tried to pen their own memo, wasn't it? And then the House Intel Committee denied that. But basically here, Zero Hedge is talking about what Schiff is saying and talking about some of Trey Gowdy's comments. Trey Gowdy saying it would be embarrassing to Adam Schiff once people realize the extent to which he went to keep them from learning any of this. But it's weird, right? If the FBI is saying that there's grave concerns about the accuracy of it, you know, if it's obviously full of falsehoods, why is Adam Schiff and all the others so scared of it being released? If it was full of inaccuracy, wouldn't they welcome the release of it? Because then they could easily debunk it? Ha! But anyway, let's talk about Trey Gowdy a little more. So Trey Gowdy, now not seeking re-election, he put out a statement today where he is not going to continue in politics, but check this, and this is a tweet of his, there's a time to come and a time to go. This is the right time for me to leave politics and return to the justice system. A lot of people in the comments are saying that Trey Gowdy's a badass, and I agree. So he is leaving politics to go back to the justice system. Now, let's go back a few days in these Q posts. January 14th here, saying TG departure, Trey Gowdy departure. The HEC here means House Ethics Committee. Remember, about 2 weeks ago, he stepped down from the House Ethics Committee, citing, you know, too much of a workload, he said at the time. But now he's not even going back into politics. He's going to go into the justice system. And right here, this question, what role might TG, Trey Gowdy, be walking into? You know, we can all speculate as to what. Some people are saying attorney general. Some people are saying special prosecutor, a new special counsel. And I feel that might be the case. Once this Russia investigation finally gives up, which I'm sure is right down the road, we might see a second special counsel versus the deep staters. So that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? And I would absolutely love if Trey Gowdy was there. or even if he was Attorney General or on the Supreme Court, right? He's going somewhere where he's going to do some damage, because I'm sure Trey Gowdy knows what's in that memo. And he wants to do as much damage as he can to combat that. Now, speaking of this memo about to be released, speaking of Trump's State of the Union address, one big part in that State of the Union address was Donald Trump talking about Guantanamo Bay. That was a pretty interesting part of his speech where he was discussing that. And coincidentally enough, or nothing is coincidence, right? The Trump administration signed an executive order just yesterday, right before his State of the Union address, on protecting America through lawful detention of terrorists. Now, if you remember, about a little over a month ago, this executive order was signed as well, the one blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse and corruption. Now, here's the thing. These two executive orders, on the superficial level, might not seem like much, but when you really delve into the writing and the nitty-gritty of these, they work hand in hand, and it's a beautiful way they are rolling out, or essentially preparing the justice system to start taking down these deep state people, because this one basically declared national emergency of anybody, not just the names listed on this executive order, but anybody involved in human rights abuses and corruption. Who do you think that is? Now let's talk about this one. Executive order on protecting America through lawful detention of terrorists, right? Well, a lot of people in the comments are already asking, define what a terrorist is. Through some definitions, I'm sure we could label Hillary Clinton and all of her pals as the terrorists. But here's the thing as well. This also, detention operations at U.S. Naval Station Guantanamo Bay are... Basically, Guantanamo Bay is going to be reactivated in a certain way. So we have, boom, them put on notice. Of course, with this first executive order on human rights abuses, this also froze their assets. So no more money coming in, right? And then this one says, hey, you're about to go to prison, folks. So this is rolling along. I know a lot of people were expecting Trump to even read the memo at a State of the Union or something massive like that. But it's always what we don't see, right? What we start seeing later. And then, wow, this is even bigger than we could have realized. So I think, and I've heard, that some big things are going to start happening in February. And I hope that's the case. Now let's go into the few more articles. This one here on Gateway Pundit. Former U.S. attorney, this former attorney being Joe DiGenova. Hope I'm getting that one right. He's saying the IG report, the Inspector General report showing McCabe made FBI agents fabricate evidence and implicates Obama's senior DOJ officials. Remember, we just had new investigations be started versus the DOJ and the FBI. Not an accident, not a coincidence. Here's Zero Hedge saying Andrew McCabe, just like I said, under active DOJ investigation for sitting on Wiener laptop emails. So here's the thing I do want to make a note of really quick about the DOJ and the FBI. On one hand, we have the DOJ and the FBI not wanting the memo to be released. But on the other hand, we have new DOJ and FBI investigations coming out about some of these deep state perps. So it's really difficult. And this is why this whole sweep, this whole cleanup, this whole storm has taken so long, is because the people that are supposed to do the justice and the investigating are often headed by the extremely corrupt individuals themselves. So it's a civil war going on in all of these agencies. The rank and file of the FBI and the DOJ, they're getting pissed off. They're getting pissed off that their superiors are corrupt as heck. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing big civil wars go on internally in these three-letter agencies. And, you know, with Andrew McCabe being sacked, things are coming to a serious head. And it's beautiful to see. So we're going to see the FBI and DOJ be cleansed. It's a very good thing that some of these people are stepping out. And some better people can then step on in and actually uphold the Constitution, right? What a concept. Following the Rule of law and being moral. Jeez. Anyway, last few things. Second Trump dossier emerges one day after the FISA memo vote. So another Democratic operative considered a Clinton hatchet man wrote a second anti-Trump memo, The Guardian was reporting. So basically just more evidence showing this whole Russia investigation to be bullshit, concocted, and more fabricated evidence that was used to spy on the Trump administration. And this is probably why the DNC is unraveling. So the CEO of the Democratic National Committee quit after only 8 months amid bailing megadonors, cash panic. And I'm sure this has everything to do with the memo, has everything to do with the investigations going on by the FBI and the DOJ, against the FBI and the DOJ. And then, of course, the Democratic National Committee, the tentacles connect them all. And then, of course, all of this stuff going on. I mean, we have that memo being released. We have Trey Gowdy. We have the executive order. We've got all kinds of stuff, so much so going on that we had a train wreck. So we had I'm sure you've heard of this by now, but it goes to note that a garbage truck collided with an Amtrak train, and the people on the Amtrak train were Republican lawmakers headed to a retreat. And somehow a garbage truck got onto the tracks and the train collided with it. And, just circumstantially with everything going on, if you understand the way these deep state people work, your intuitive hit instantly is false flag. False flag. I mean, some kind of nefarious, behind the scenes, something might be going on with this. And there was a fatality. It was the truck driver. So condolences to his families. I mean, we don't want to see anybody get killed or murdered, of course. But it's just weirdness. Something's off about this. That's all I'm saying. And, the deep state needs a distraction. They're desperate for distractions right now. So that's why I'm thinking there's something nefarious about that. Not only have all this stuff we've already talked about they want a distraction from, but this right here in California, over 500 people were just arrested in a sting that lasted from January 25th to 27th. It was a sting on human trafficking. 510 suspects, all arrested. Amazing. So, of course, any pedogate news breaks, and they want a distraction. Q warned us about those, right? Let's check it. False flag. Beware major false flag attempts this week. False flag attempt. Look for more false flags. Nope, false flags. Expect a major... No, these ones are back from November, but it's always something to watch out. And this has been done for decades, guys. False flags have been done since the Korean War. Probably even before that. So, it's nothing new. Problem, reaction, solution. And then last few things I want to share with you guys. Remember, the rest of the stuff I'll share tomorrow morning. But this one here, and this one I think is more massive news than a lot of people realize. Dr. Brenda Fitzgerald, which is the head of the CDC, resigns amid some tobacco stock furor, some, money she wasn't supposed to have in some various companies, but head of the CDC gone. And goes to note, I have heard that a big part of these upcoming sweeps of this upcoming storm is going to target the pharmaceutical industry, which it absolutely needs to. I mean, this pharmaceutical industry is one of the worst. They're all involved in, not all, of course, but many eugenics programs are coming from the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Vaccines are terrible. GMOs are terrible. Fluoride, they're completely implicated in all this stuff. I mean, what happened when all the Operation Paperclip guys came over? The Nazi scientists after World War II. Many of them, of course, headed into the intelligence community, the media industry, the aerospace industry, but a lot of those Nazi scientists also went into the pharmaceutical industries. Wow. Then they got into bioengineer warfare agents and making diseases and releasing the diseases onto the public and whatever they're putting in those vaccines. Shoot, nanoparticles, mycoplasma. It's disgusting. So I'm all for pharmaceutical industry going down. Yeah, somebody in the comments said 2,400 watching now. That's awesome. I've heard a lot of people haven't been getting notifications when I'm going live. So thank you all for joining me right now. This is awesome. And this Wirecast program is, I'm getting used to it. This is pretty nice. But anyway, on to the Las Vegas topic. There was a second person of interest now identified in the Las Vegas massacre. You know, that's not too surprising, but check this out. Let's go down here. Again, not really surprised, but they're actually letting this news come out, which is great. So the judge unsealed search warrant records. Second person of interest in the Las Vegas shooting has been identified as Douglas Haig, and Haig's LinkedIn shows that he had a DOD top secret clearance. Wow. And he worked for top weapons manufacturers and specialized in military ammunition. Oops, I didn't want to do that. But anyway, does that actually surprise you? Didn't we hear that Paddock was involved in weapons smuggling, right? Now we have information coming out that looks like that's going to be the case. And speaking of false flags, Las Vegas, one of the deadliest ones that there has been, aside from 9/11. But, wow, great that news coming out about Las Vegas is. And then very last thing I want to share with you guys is, of course, Ben Swan. He is back. Freaking Ben Swan. He's like my spirit animal, man. This dude was awesome and is awesome. I'm glad he's coming back. So his reality check program. Reality check was a small 5-minute segment that he would do on his local CBS station in Atlanta, and it was awesome. He would do spots on vaccines. He would do spots on ISIS, and he would do, his last one was a spot on Pizzagate. Great 5-minute video. Just asking questions. He was just asking questions. But after he did that Pizzagate article back in January of 2017, I would imagine he got threatened in some way or another, and he took down his Truth in Media Facebook page and brand. His reality check went off air, and we haven't heard much from him since. But thanks to a cryptocurrency called Dash, they are sponsoring him. He's bringing back his reality check, his Truth in Media, and he's going to start putting out more content. So I'm super stoked about that. Shout out to Ben Swan. I would love to interview him on this channel. That'd be great. If you ever hear this call out, totally. Come on, man. I could get you some more subscribers to your YouTube channel because you need it, my friend. Super stoked to begin watching some reality checks. So anyway, Ben Swan's a badass. Las Vegas being outed. CDC head quits. Human traffickers outed. Memo coming soon. Trey Gowdy going to work. New executive order. Things are heating up, guys. So much going on. I'm really excited for what's going to happen coming up in February. Man, I would say the storm's not even a hurricane yet. I think we're just not even seeing it. It's probably a tropical storm. And soon it's going to be category 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And we're getting there. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments. Smash that like button. MG Towel Rules said, thanks, man. I appreciate all that. So have a beautiful day, guys. I'll be uploading, actually, some more videos to this channel this evening and tomorrow. I'll be checking back in tomorrow morning for another video. Remember to go check out my other channel. And then, of course, guys, this weekend I will be doing another webinar on the Secret Space program. So go check that out as well. A lot of good information will be coming out in those webinars about the Secret Space program. My computer's going pretty slow right now. It's not loading the website. There we go. Not loading it. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a beautiful one.